This is a wonderful fairy tale from Ireland. And in this fairy tale, there are real fairies in it. And in Ireland, everyone knows that the fairies live under these raised mounds that are called raths. And you can look for them if you're in Ireland. Now, there's going to be some parts to join in on this story, so I hope that you will join in every time. One of the parts is a fairy chant. That's something that the fairies say when they're about to do something special. They'll roll their arms like this, and let's roll our arms like this, and then say, rolla bulla, rolla bulla, rolla bulla, rolla bulla. And we can trill the R's right at the beginning of the chant, rolla bulla. Let's try that out. Start out really rolling our arms like this, and we'll get faster and faster. Rolla bolla, rolla bolla, rolla bolla, rolla bolla. And you may wonder what rolla bolla means. It's just something fun to say. Rolla bolla. In this story about Gilly, Dirtyfoot, there once lived a boy in County Mayo, Ireland, who never washed his feet. Ever. Gilly was his name, but since he never washed his feet, they started calling him Gilly Dirtyfoot. Gilly, you're 21 years old, and you've never washed your feet. Not true. It was raining last week, and the water got inside my shoes, and it was just squishing around my boots. Squishing is not washing. His father said, squishing is not washing, technically speaking, Gilly, my boy. Well, last May I went swimming like this. Whoosh! And my feet were in the water too. And they were kicking and washing and washing and kicking and kicking and washing and washing and kicking. Kicking is not washing, Gilly. Son, technically speaking, kicking is not washing, nor is it scrubbing. Well, I can see I'm duly not respected around here. I'm going out into the wide world. I'm going to seek my fortune. So with his great, big, dirty feet leading the way, Gilly set out into the world to seek his fortune. But he was not looking where he was going, and he stepped right in a cow pie. For those of you who don't know what a cow pie is, it is brown, it is smelly, it does not smell like a pie at all. Ooh! Whose cow dropped a pie here? Ooh! It squished up in between my toes. Ooh! I better scrape it off. Who says I don't clean my feet? Look at me with a stick. Scraping away, cleaning my feet like the best of them. But what he didn't know is he was scraping off his feet right on top of a fairy rath, the fairies' dancing field. But he found out soon enough, because there it came, the Fulperny, the Hutchamoy, and the fairy chant of, here we go, rolla bulla, rolla bulla, rolla bulla, rolla bulla. Stop! Phew! Whose cow dropped a pie in the middle of our dancing field? Wait, it's not coming from the rear end of a cow. It's coming from the feet of that young man. A human. We need 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 a human. Go get him. We need a mortal. And they rushed over to Gilly, and they all circled Gilly, and they started looking at him and through him like he was so much Swiss cheese. Gilly, how would you like to go for a joyride? A joyride? Sure, I guess so.
Then do as we do and say as we say. Everyone repeat with us. My horse, my bridle, my saddle, my horse, my bridle, my saddle, my horse, my bridle, my saddle, my horse, my bridle, my saddle!
And instantly they were all sitting on horses, holding bridles in saddles, and they set up into the air on the fairy chant of Rolya Bolya, Rolya Bolya, Rolya Bolya, Rolya Bolya! Up they rose, up into the air on those magical fairy horses. Gilly was riding through the air. It was amazing. A little jester fairy rode up.
Hee hee hee! Don't look down, Gilly.
Why shouldn't I look down?
Hee hee hee! Don't look down.
And why shouldn't I be after looking down?
Don't look down. Ah! I told you not to look down.
Where are we going?
We're going to steal the Princess of France.
France!
Yes, we're landing right now.
And there they were in France. Wow. It was just like Ireland, except it was French. The fairies all got into a huddle.
Come on into the huddle. Here's our plan. See that castle up there? We're going to sneak into the castle in these cloaks of invisibility. Put on a cloak of invisibility. Don't forget to cover your head. Nobody wants to see a head walking along with no body. Put on your cloaks of invisibility. Now, we're going to sneak into the castle. It's the Princess of France's wedding day. She's going to be going down the aisle. And when she does, we'll hold hands, create a little invisible line, and we will trip her. And when we trip her, Gilly, this is where you come in. Only a mortal can carry her, a human being. Yes, so you can carry her. When she trips and falls, we'll say, lift and carry, lift and carry. And Gilly, what will you do?
Me?
Yes, you. What will you do?
Lift and,
carry.
Carry. Sure. Can do. The castle was all done up for the wedding of the Princess of France to the King of Spain. But when Gilly saw the Princess of France...
Wow!
She was more lovely than the first day of vacation. All the colors of the red and the white roses were in her cheeks. But she was crying. Oh no! She's sad! She doesn't want to marry that guy. Oh, she's the one for me.
Quiet, you big galoot! They can hear you. Put the cone of silence on him.
The Princess of France started down the aisle, crying the whole way, splish, splashity sploosh, splashity splash, woo. And the fairies darted out and formed a little line, and the Princess of France tripped. And she fell, light as a feather, poof. But before she landed, the fairies were shouting, lift and carry, lift and carry, lift and what? Carry! Okay, lifted her and carry. Where do I carry her? How about outside? Yeah, outside. So we carried the Princess of France outside, and they all jumped onto their horses. Gilly put the Princess of France right behind him, and they rose up into the air with a fairy chant of Rolya Bolya, Rolya Bolya, Rolya Bolya, Rolya Bolya. Up they rose into the air, Gilly and the rest of the fairies with the Princess of France hanging along behind. Oh, hold on, Princess of France. There's turbulent weather up ahead. Whoa! Turbulent weather. Whoa! Hold on, Princess of France. Oh, not that tight, Princess of France. Oh, not that tight either, Princess of France. Whoa! Princess of France, I know it's turbulent. Fortunately, here comes Ireland, and we're gonna land. But when Gilly looked at the Princess of France, she looked so sad and confused, and he thought, well, maybe I shouldn't have brought her over here to Ireland, and he wished he'd never taken her away from France. And he said, "Oh, Princess of France, I'm kind of sorry that I helped the fairies here. I just wasn't really thinking. And Princess of France, may God protect you." Well, instantly, because Gilly said that, the fairy magic didn't work anymore. Their horses became sticks, their beautiful clothes were rags, and they couldn't take the princess with them into fairyland now. So they were very angry. They were shaking their little fists back and forth, and they said, "Gilly, you spoiled our magic, but we're gonna spoil your little red wagon." And they walked right up to the Princess of France, and they blew air in her face like this, and then they disappeared. "Well, Princess of France, I have to apologize for my countrymen, the fairies. That was kind of rude to do that to you. I hope that you will forgive me and forgive all of us." "What, Princess of France?" You want me to examine your teeth?" "You want me to look at your tonsils?" What? Wait a minute. You can't speak? Is that what you're saying? You can't speak? Well, why didn't you say so? I will never understand women. Well, I've got a Princess of France who does not speak. I think I'll go see my godmother. She never asks too many questions. So Gilly took the Princess of France to his godmother, and even though the Princess of France could not speak, she had very lovely goo-goo eyes. And Gilly fell in love. He fell in love. It was a big love. I mean, he even started washing his feet. It took him weeks to get through the layers, but he did it. But then he thought, I want to help the Princess of France. I want to get her voice back. I'm going to have to go see the fairies again. Well, he went back to the fairy Roth, and he was waiting there when suddenly he heard that sound. It was the Fulperny. It was the Fulperny. It was the Hot Chamoy. It was the fairy chant of, here we go, Roll-ya, bull-ya, roll-ya, bull-ya, roll-ya, bull-ya, roll-ya, bull-ya.
Stop! Gilly, you're still around. I don't smell anything bad. Oh, he washed his feet, guys. He washed his feet. He washed his feet, not his feet. He washed his feet. He washed his feet. Gilly, I got a question for you. Want to go for a joyride?
No thanks so.
No thanks so. What language is that?
No thanks. But can you tell me, how can I get the Princess of France's voice back?
Cannot tell you that, Gilly. Class A secret. My horse, my bridle, my saddle, my horse, my bridle, my saddle, my horse, my bridle, my saddle, my horse, my bridle, my saddle.
Roll-ya, bull-ya, roll-ya, bull-ya, roll-ya, bull-ya, roll-ya, bull-ya. Up they rose, up into the air, all except the little jester fairy. He couldn't get his horse off of the ground.
Hee-hee-hee! Giddy up, horsey! Hee-hee-hee! Giddy up! Gilly, give us a lift, you big galoot.
Okay, here you go.
Thank you, Gilly. If you want to get the princess's voice back, why don't you boil the little plant in between your big toe and your pointer toe?
My big toe and my pointer toe? Well, my goodness. In between his big toe and his pointer toe was a plant. It must be magical because it looked like a rose but smelled like a dandelion. Well, he boiled it and made a little bit of a drink from it, and he took it to the Princess of France, and the Princess of France drank it down. And then she fell into a deep sleep. And And she didn't wake up. Godmother, she's not waking up. Well, surely she'll wake, Gilly. You just have to have faith. Why don't you call her name? I don't know her name. Princess of France. Princess of France. I am awake. Oh, I have my voice back. I have my voice back because of you, Gilly.
Gilly was the dirty feet before, and now Gilly was a clean feet. Gilly, why do not we get married?
For those of you who don't speak French, married is married. And Gilly married the Princess of France. It was amazing. His neighbors couldn't believe it. They rode their coracles over to France to check it out, and sure enough, there was Gilly ruling the land of France. And Gilly saw them and he said, I just have one word of advice for you, countrymen. Always wash your feet. Just look what happened to me because I stopped to clean off a cow pie. And that is the story of Gilly Dirtyfoot.